Welcome to Treet Tuitions. This is me, teacher, and we are learning chapter 13 of science, grade 7, that is changes, physical and chemical. So, in the changes, there are two type of changes that happens on its own, that is called natural change, and one change is made by us. So, that is called man-made change. Yes. So the natural change that is happening on its own, what are the examples of those changes? It is given here, that is ripening of a fruit and spoiling of milk. We are not doing anything to make such change. If you have brought a raw fruit from the market and keep it in your house, in your kitchen, yes, for 2 or 3 days, it ripens. So this type of change is called natural change. So in the natural change, there are further types of changes. We are learning this. Yes. So first is useful change. For example, you are sharpening a pencil. Yes. And baking bread, cooking food. These types of changes are useful change. See, when the food is raw, for example, the vegetables, yes, you want to eat them, so that if you cook, it is easy to digest and it is useful to us. This type of change is called useful changes. These all types of changes are called useful changes, which is bringing no harm to us. So next is harmful change. What are the harmful changes? So the changes that are not useful or changes that do us harm are called harmful changes. For example, if you keep the bread for long time, you have kept it outside, okay, you forgot to keep it in your refrigerator, or if it is like the expiry of that bread has already gone, yes, so it is expired bread. So there is an algae, green type of algae and fungus that the bread is caught by, yes. So if you by chance eat that bread, what will happen? You will fall sick. So such type of change that happened on that bread, if you are eating that bread, that type of change is a harmful change, yes. So let's quickly see the further type of changes they are teaching. They have given on this page 1 of your textbook is fast or quick change and slow change. The change that is happening in a short period of time. For example, bursting of a balloon is a fast or quick change, and however the change that takes a long period of time is called slow change. I hope till here you have understood the type of changes in the type natural change. Yes. Further, we will see what is given in our textbook. They are asking us to do one experiment. Yes. So what are apparatus? Apparatus is the things that we require to do the experiment. For example, pieces of glass bangles, a candle and a matchbox. Yes, you have to take to do this experiment. So let's quickly see what is given in the procedure. They are asking you to hold a piece of glass bangle in the candle flame, supporting it with your fingers. Take care to heat the piece. Now when you are heating a glass, it will bring a change. Yes. So they are asking you to heat the piece in the middle, keeping its two end outside the flame. Observe it as the middle gets heated and becomes soft. So this is a change you are bringing, and it bends due to the finger pressure on its end. And in this way, bring two ends together and let the piece cool. So there is a new pattern formed, okay, of this piece of glass. Let's quickly see how the experiment is done. Yes, I have given a video. I'm showing you a video for this experiment to make you understand this very clearly. Yes, let's see the video. So it is the piece of glass is not broken, however it became soft and turned and a new pattern was formed. So they are asking you to make some patterns out of these pieces of glass. But make sure that you do this experiment under the supervision of an adult, right? It can be your parent or teacher. So don't do this alone. Okay, so hope you will try this experiment in your at your house, or in your house, or in the school, if teacher is allowing you to do this. Okay, let's quickly see the next topic of this chapter. They are teaching us reversible change. You can see in the bold it is given reversible changes. Yes, so what is this change? What is this type of change? For example, melting some wax and obtaining the original solid wax again is something that we can do repeatedly. So the changes that occur in a forward and reverse direction again and again are called reversible changes. So you have heated the solid wax in a pan, yes, and once you stop heating and bring back to its normal temperature, that pan, yes, the wax in the pan will solidify, right? Yes or no? It will turn into solid form again. So such type of change that can be reversed is called reversible change. So they are further saying that a ripe mango, yes, or the wood that is burnt cannot bring back into its original form that it was earlier. So such type of changes are not reversible. Yes or no? They are giving the examples also of the changes that cannot be reversed. So further they are teaching us the periodic change and the non-periodic change. Hope you have understood till now. Yes, the types of changes we have learned. So further we are learning periodic changes and non-periodic changes. Periodic changes, they are giving example like the time of a day. Yes, daytime. Yes, daytime, afternoon time, evening time, night time. So this is happening after equal interval or fixed interval. This is happening. Yes, after sunrise comes sunset. So this is happening in the same interval of time. So what comes after a high tide in the sea? So the tides chapter we have learned, yes, in geography. So you will see that this happens in an equal interval of time. Bird sitting on a tree flies away, flooding, and a meteor streaking, yes, across the sky. So these are the things that is happening in the equal interval of time. So on considering the above example, we find that some changes occur again and again after a definite interval of time. Such changes are called periodic changes. On the other hand, it cannot be said for sure when certain changes will recur after one occurrence. For example, flooding. Yes, meteor streaking across the sky, bird sitting on a tree flies away. So do you have any idea when that bird that was sitting on a tree, okay, will come back again? It will fly at the same interval of time? No. So there are examples, both examples are given, that is periodic changes and of non-periodic changes. Yes. So on the other hand, it cannot be said for sure when certain changes will recur after one occurrence, and even if they recur, the time interval is not fixed. Such changes are called non-periodic changes. Yes, so far we have learned the types of changes. That is, in the natural change we have learned useful changes, harmful changes. We have learned the fast or quick change. We have learned slow change. Yes. Then we have learned reversible changes. We have learned the periodic changes and non-periodic changes. Yes. So let's quickly see what is given further. It is talking about, the slide is talking about the temporary change and the permanent change. For example, the raw mango converts into the ripe mango. So this type of change is permanent. Yes, you cannot do anything for this. You cannot bring back the ripe mango to raw mango. Yes, so it cannot be reversed. The original position, what was earlier of the ripe mango, cannot be changed. Of the ripe mango cannot be changed to raw mango. And the last, you can see here there are two glasses. Yes, ice is converted to liquid form, and the liquid form again can be reversed. So such type of change is called temporary change. So let's quickly see in some of the examples, above examples of changes, the properties of original substances remain the same. So the property of the original substance remain the same, like of ice. Ice is the, what is the original form of the ice is water. Yes or no? H2O. So this property is not changing. There is no such change into the into its form. Yes, it will remain the same, and that is their composition remains unchanged. So no new substance is formed. Such a change is called a physical change. However, the changes due to which one substance is transformed into another substance having new and different properties is called a chemical change. For example, the raw mango. Raw mango, it was earlier raw and then it ripened. So the chemical change. So the composition, not chemical change, but yes, the composition of that substance has changed to another. So this type of change is called the chemical change. Yes. Let's quickly see what is given in the next slide. So they are talking about the state of matter, the changes of state of matter. Yes. So what happens in the state of matter, solid, liquid and gases? A substance that completely changes from liquid to solid form, yes, or solid to liquid form, or liquid to gaseous form, from solid to gas form, or gas to solid form. These all are the state of matters. Yes or no? What happens when water is taken in a bowl and heated? It will turn into vapors. Yes, the process of formation of vapor from liquid is called evaporation. When the gas form, the water is turned into gas form, it is called evaporation. Yes, it is changing into vapor form and flying and mixing in the air. Yes or no? Drying of clothes, formation of salt from seawater are possible due to evaporation. And we have studied some processes that are a part of a water cycle. So we have studied the water cycle as well. What are these processes? We know this. Yes or no? So do the original properties of water changes during those processes? So this we are going to discuss in the question and answer session. Alright. Previously we have learnt about the processes of dissolving, boiling and melting, and they are all examples of physical changes. Yes or no? So the process of the water cycle, yes, the boiling, melting, dissolving, there is no such change in its composition, right? So these all type of the changes are called physical change. Which of the following are physical changes and which are chemical? Making a table from wood, burning from wood, yes, burning wood, breaking. Which of the following are physical changes and which are chemical? Making a table from wood, burning wood, breaking of a glass object, and ripening of a tomato, and rusting of iron. So let's quickly see. Burning wood, it's turned into ash completely, so you can't bring it back. This is a chemical change. Making a table from wood, there is no change in the wood. Yes, so this type of change is called physical change. Breaking of a glass object, physical change, because there is no such change in the glass form. It remains the same. It is just turned into pieces, changed into pieces. So ripening of a tomato is a chemical change. Whole composition of the raw, it is turning from raw to ripe. Yes or no? So it is completely changed. This is called chemical change. And rusting of an iron, earlier the composition of iron, yes, it was iron and changed into the rust form, like it is caught by rust. So now the composition of this substance is changed. So this is called chemical change, right? Hope you have understood the chemical and the physical change till now. Yes, let's quickly see the other example. I will show you how the chemical change is happening here. Yes, so this type of change is called chemical change again. So you will have a clear idea with this video. So apparatus that you have to take is evaporating dish. So there is no dish here, but we are using spoon instead of that. Sugar we have taken and we are going to burn it on the burner. Yeah, yes or no? The gas burner. So the procedure is to take some sugar in an evaporating dish, place the dish on a tripod and heat it, and observe the changes taking place in the sugar. Stop heating when a blackish substance is seen at the bottom of the evaporating dish. And what kind of change does the above process bring about? Let's quickly see the video. Yes. When the sugar is burnt, you can see it is changed into a blackish substance. So yes, so you can see that nothing can be done out of it. Now once it is burnt, you can't bring the sugar in its previous form. So such type of change is called chemical change. Hope you have understood this clearly. Now let's learn what is corrosion. Corrosion is when an iron article rusts. A reddish brown layer forms on it. A greenish layer is seen to form on a copper article, and this process is called corrosion of metals. These things become weak due to corrosion. So now when it is overtaken by rust, okay, it is caught by rust, the iron or copper, it becomes weak, okay, and the process of this, okay, the process of rusting is called corrosion. Now corrosion is caused by, why it is happening? Because of oxygen. You have left the iron open, okay, you have not painted that with the oil paint, so it becomes it is caught by rust and the corrosion will start on that. Moisture in the air is the cause of corrosion. Vapors of chemicals in the air. So these all are the causes of corrosion: oxygen, moisture, vapors of chemicals in the air. If this comes in the examination, you write it in the exam, okay. Remember that these all three are the reasons for corrosion, right? So always remember, while classifying changes, we take into account only one criterion at a time. What is the meaning of this? Okay, however, a number of different criteria can be applied to the same change. What is the meaning of this? That, for example, say changing ice cubes into water. So you are showing here one criteria, that the solid form is changing into liquid. But however, if you are, okay, burning the, you have put the ice cubes on gas, yes, and it started heating. So what happens on heating? Yes, it will change into liquid, yes, and it will change into water vapors. So so with the same example, you are showing two criterias, right? Two criterias you are showing, that is changing into the liquid form also, and later it is showing it is changing into water vapors. So they are just telling that same thing can be used to show different examples. Now what they are saying in the next box, you can see this purple box. Yes, do you know iron articles are given a thin coat of zinc to prevent corrosion? Yes, I told you to put oil paint on that, but they are asking you to coat of zinc. Yes, so a thin coat of zinc to prevent corrosion. This can also be done, and this is called galvanization. This is called galvanization. Just remember that if it is going to come in your examination, what is galvanization? So galvanization is nothing but rusting. You are going to give a thin layer of coat of zinc to prevent iron articles from rusting. Yes, so copper and brass articles are coated with tin, and this is called tinning. So this is very easy, you can just remember this, okay. And in this age of technology, a new process called powder coating has been developed. Coats of various colors are applied on metals like iron and aluminium, and they prevent corrosion of the metal. So this chapter was very easy. I hope you all have understood, yes, the chapter very clearly, yes. So we will discuss the question answer session in the next video. Do like, share and subscribe my channel, yes, for easy learning. We will meet in the next video. Till then, bye.